A black bear the size of a refrigerator, claws like steak knives, strong enough to flip a car door off its hinges, capable of running at 35 miles per hour, is standing at the edge of a campsite in the Rocky Mountains. Then, a 12-pound dachshund waddles out from behind a tent and starts barking. The bear turns and runs. Not slowly, not reluctantly. It sprints into the tree line like it owes the dachshund money. If you've never seen this happen, there are dozens of videos online that will make you question everything you thought you knew about the animal kingdom. A chihuahua chases a black bear up a driveway. A corgi, built like a loaf of bread with legs, sends a bear scrambling over a fence. A tiny Pomeranian holds its ground, while a bear twice its height backs away and retreats into the woods. What is going on here? How does one of North America's most powerful predators consistently lose a staring contest with an animal it could theoretically eat in 2 bites? The answer is more interesting than you'd expect, and it reveals something surprising about how fear actually works in the wild. Let's start with the bear. Black bears, the species most commonly involved in these encounters, are not the apex predators most people imagine. Grizzlies and polar bears occupy that tier, but black bears sit in a more complicated position in the food chain. They're powerful, yes, but they're also prey. Wolves, grizzly bears, and mountain lions will kill black bears when the opportunity arises, especially younger or smaller ones. Black bears know this. Their survival strategy over millions of years has been built less around confrontation and more around risk assessment. A bear is constantly running a cost-benefit calculation. Every potential conflict gets evaluated against a simple question: is this worth getting hurt over? Because in the wild, an injury is not a minor inconvenience. A sprained leg, a torn muscle, an infected bite, any of these can mean starvation and death. There are no wildlife vets in the Rocky Mountains. If a bear gets seriously hurt, it usually dies slowly. This is why black bears avoid conflict far more often than people expect. They're not cowards, they're rational. Now introduce the small dog. The first thing to understand is that the bear has almost certainly never seen anything quite like it. A tiny, furious animal that shows absolutely zero self-preservation instinct, moving fast, making an enormous amount of noise, and apparently willing to die over a campsite it has known about for 45 seconds. From the bear's perspective, this is deeply abnormal behavior. Normal prey animals run. Normal animals without defensive weapons keep their distance. Normal animals do a reasonable threat assessment and respond accordingly. The small dog has skipped every step of this process entirely and gone straight to unhinged aggression. And this, it turns out, is genuinely alarming to a bear. Wildlife biologist Lynn Rogers, who spent decades studying black bears in Minnesota, noted that bears are acutely sensitive to confident, unpredictable behavior from other animals. A dog barking from a distance is manageable. A small dog sprinting directly at a bear with the energy of something that has clearly not thought this through is a different category of problem. The bear doesn't know the dog weighs 12 pounds. What it registers is loud, fast, close, and completely unafraid. In the wild, animals that approach predators without fear are usually either sick, cornered, or genuinely dangerous. None of those options are good. The bear's brain, running its ancient risk calculator, lands on the same answer every time. Not worth it. Leave immediately. There's also something else at play, something that goes deeper than individual fear. Bears and wild canids, wolves, coyotes, and wild dogs have a long and complicated evolutionary history. For thousands of years, packs of wolves and wild dogs were genuine threats to bears, especially cubs. A lone wolf might not worry a healthy adult bear, but canids rarely travel alone when it matters, and they hunt in coordinated groups. The sound of an aggressive dog, even a small one, may trigger something ancient in the bear's nervous system, a deep-wired association between barking canid and danger of more canids nearby. The dachshund isn't just a dachshund. At some level, it might register as the advanced scout of a wolf pack the bear cannot see yet. Now here's where it gets genuinely funny. The small dog has no idea it's doing any of this. It's not running a tactical deception. It's not exploiting the bear's evolutionary anxiety about wolves. It's just annoyed that something large is near its people, and it has responded in the only mode it knows: maximum volume, zero fear, full commitment. Small dogs were selectively bred for exactly this kind of behavior. Dachshunds were originally bred to chase badgers directly into their underground burrows. Badgers, for context, are pound for pound one of the most aggressive animals in existence. They will fight anything. They have been documented fighting lions and winning. The dachshund was built specifically to go into a hole in the ground and pick a fight with one of those. A bear is almost relaxing by comparison. Jack Russell Terriers were bred to chase foxes into dens and bark until they came out. Yorkshire Terriers hunted rats in textile mills, which required the specific kind of relentless aggression that doesn't recognize the concept of, "this is too big for me." Toy breeds in general were often kept as alert dogs precisely because their smaller size didn't dampen their alarm response, it amplified it. These dogs are not brave because they're stupid. They're brave because generations of selective breeding removed the part of the calculation that says, maybe reconsider. Large dogs, interestingly, are often more hesitant around bears than small ones. A German Shepherd or a Labrador has a better sense of its own size relative to the world, and that self-awareness introduces caution. The small dog has no such filter. It operates on pure, uncut confidence, entirely disconnected from any physical reality. There's actually a practical application to all of this. In Karelian bear dog programs used by wildlife management agencies across North America, trained dogs are used to condition problem bears to avoid human-populated areas. These programs work remarkably well. A bear that associates human spaces with the presence of aggressive, persistent dogs will learn to avoid those spaces entirely. The fear response is real, reliable, and lasting. Some homeowners in bear country swear by small dogs as the most effective deterrent they've ever had, more reliable than motion lights, noise machines, or bear spray left inside the cabin because you forgot to bring it when you actually needed it. So the next time you see a video of a Chihuahua sending a black bear scrambling over a fence, you're watching several things happen at once. You're watching a bear's rational risk assessment tell it, this is not worth the trouble. You're watching a million years of evolutionary wariness toward canids fire in real time. And you're watching a 12-pound animal with absolutely no concept of its own size do exactly what it was bred to do. The bear is not embarrassed. It's not confused. It made a perfectly reasonable decision given the available information. The Chihuahua, meanwhile, has already forgotten it happened and is now barking at a leaf, which, when you think about it, might be the most impressive part of all. Not the courage, not the instinct, the complete and immediate return to whatever was important before the bear showed up. No rumination, no replaying the encounter, no stress response carried forward into the rest of the afternoon. Maybe the small dog has something figured out that the rest of us don't.